Hey guys, welcome back. Today I have a review for you about Bdellium Tools brushes, which are these here. And this is going to be a two-part video because I have quite a few and I just want to be, as thorough as possible about each brush. So I'm going to break this video into two parts. So today is going to be part one, face brushes, and then part two will be part two, duh, I don't know why I said that, eye brushes. So yeah, whenever part two is up, I will link it below. And let's just do it, should we? So Bdellium Tools, the B is silent. You want to say Bdellium, and I want to say it, and I do say it Bdellium, but it is Bdellium Tools, the B is silent. These are fantastic across the board. I love them, and I love some more than others, which I'll get into, but they're really affordable, and you can get them either on the Bdellium Tools website or you can get them on Amazon. Sometimes the price on Amazon is a little bit less than the retail price off of the Bdellium Tools website, which I will be sharing with you the retail price, so I'll link them too where you can get them. So yeah, the price that I'm giving you is off the Bdellium Tools site, so they could be a little bit less expensive on Amazon that I have noticed. And I also just wanted to shout out that one of my best girlfriends, Leslie from Lip Gloss Leslie, she also did a review on her collection of brushes, so I'm going to link that below. So if you guys want to see, I think we have some of the same brushes, but she has different ones than I have as well, so you can see somebody else's thoughts and opinions on them. Her reviews are amazing, her channel's amazing, so go check her out and subscribe if you're not, because she's just truly off topic, but truly one of my dearest friends. Also mentionable is that Bdellium Tools has a really fantastic makeup artist discount program. So if you are in the industry, definitely go check them out and see if you have the credentials to get a discount. I think that's all. No, I did want to say one other thing. They do have sets of brushes, so you can get a little bit of a price discount when you buy the sets of brushes, but for my personal preference, I don't like getting sets of brushes because there's always like a couple brushes in there, maybe 2 to 3 that I just don't find myself needing, or I mean, I don't really need any more brushes, but you know what I'm saying, like a flat paddle foundation brush, I just don't use those. I use them when I do makeup on other people. I use them for skincare and primer and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like if there's a couple brushes in there, 2 to 3 brushes in the set, let's say a set of 12, so 3 out of 12, that you're just not like that excited about, for me, I just like to get them individually. So if you do want to get a nice starter kit, they're the same brushes, the same quality. Now, I guess another thing, a little bit of background on the sets. So I have, the majority of mine are the yellow handle brushes, which are the studio line. Now these are just a little bit more affordable than the Maestro line, which I have a couple of those, which is the black handle brush. So at first I didn't really love the yellow handle, and I thought it was kind of like, it honestly reminds me of Bob the Builder, but it's just fine. It's just a makeup brush. I honestly have no issues using something like this on a client or having it in a makeup kit. I don't feel like it's unprofessional at all. I mean, it is yellow. Maybe, yes, I would prefer black, you know what I'm saying? But there is a couple dollars difference. And basically they have, I think every single brush that is in the studio line, most of the brushes that you can get in the yellow handle, you can also get in the Maestro line, which is the black handle. And then some of them are also available in the bamboo line. So this, for example, is the pink bamboo. They don't have the whole range of brushes in the bamboo line, but they do have them in pink, like this one, purple, and green. Do they have them in yellow? They might have them in yellow too, which, not to be confused with this yellow. This is the studio, but the bristles as well as the handle are the bamboo, and then they're yellow. I only have one of the bamboo ones, most of the yellow or studio line, and then a few of the Maestro, the black handle line. And then they have, I think, a pro line with some really intricate, cool looking brushes, but I don't have any of those personally to share with you. Kind of a long intro, but stuff that's important to note. Now, I actually don't hear a lot of people talking about Bdellium Tools brushes. Some people do. I actually first came across them at IMATS and got a couple brushes there, and then pretty much was like, wow, this stuff is amazing. So I have added to my collection. So let's just jump in and get started finally. So the first one that I have is one of my favorites. This is the 957, and they do have the number on the brush, with all the brushes. They have the number, but they don't have the title or the name of the brush. So I just have a little thing that I wrote out so I could tell you what it's called and then the price as well. This one is the 957 Precision Kabuki brush. This is $16.50. This is hands down probably, is it safe to say? See, it's so hard for me to say something, but it's so like strong. But I think this is my, if not one of my top favorite brushes for stippling and buffing in foundation. It is so good. It applies it so great, and I just press it in and then, you know, buff it out. And not only does it apply the product well, but it's almost just as important as to how the product is washed. And this brush washes up perfectly and beautifully. It's so easy to wash it. A lot of other foundation brushes that, you know, that get the really gunked up product in there, they're really hard to clean. You have to really work at it. Take my Zote pink soap, which I use, you guys know that. I'll link it below. It's just a pink, if you're not familiar, if you're new, welcome. But it's just a block of pink soap. You can get it at Walmart for like 97 cents. And it's a dupe, in my opinion, for the Beauty Blender Cleanser Solid. So that's what I use to wash my brushes with. And this literally brushes, or it cleans up so well and doesn't take a lot of effort. Now I do have some comparison brushes for you guys to make it more helpful. For the 957 brush, I do want to compare it to something that you guys might be familiar with. This is the Sigma Flat Kabuki F80 brush. So as you can see, they're about the same size. The handle is a little bit longer on the Bdellium Tools brush, which for me, I mean, I guess this kind of brush, it doesn't really matter. But for eye brushes, I prefer a longer handle because I don't like to choke up. Like, here's an eye brush. I don't like to get really close like that. I like to just be back more and have a little bit more wrist action, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so the next one is a little bit similar to the first one I showed you, but it is slanted and a little bit smaller. So this is the 956 Slanted Precision Kabuki brush, and this one is $18. And as a comparison, you can see this was the 957, the first one, and this is the 956. So it's a little bit smaller and obviously it's slanted. This one is great, a little bit more precise, so it can really hit around, you know, that area there. You can even set under your eyes with it because it is a little bit more precise and littler. While I do enjoy this brush, if I had to pick one, I don't think you need both, but if I had to pick one, I would definitely pick this one, and it's $1.50 cheaper. So I'm not sure why that one's more expensive, because it's smaller, but I don't know. There's number 2. And all of these brushes, the ones that I have, they do wash up really beautifully, and I haven't had them for like a year or anything. I've only had them for a couple months. But, you know, I have used them, played around with them, washed them, dried, you know, they dry naturally, or air dry if you will. So no terrible shedding. You know, some brushes do shed. It's just, it happens. Like, I don't care if it's a $100 brush or like a $5 brush. Unless you're a Real Techniques brush, because I don't think I've had any of my Real Techniques brushes ever shed. Other brushes, especially natural bristle hair brushes, in my opinion, some of them shed. Some of them shed worse, and etc. But I just want to throw that out there. So the next one is the 975. This is the mixed powder brush. This is $17, and this is just kind of a small to medium size powder brush. And I just use this for powder. I've been recently using it quite a bit for my ambient lighting powder. I think it's in diffused light. It's like the yellowy one. And I just set my liquid foundation with that. And I just really like it. It disperses the product beautifully, evenly, not splotchy or anything like that. It picks up the product really nice. Yeah, it's not the softest brush. And some of these other brushes, like the blush brushes or the brushes that have this color hair, they're not like the softest brush in the entire world, but you know what, that doesn't always mean, just because it's the softest, it doesn't mean that it's the best as far as picking up and applying product. So just want to throw that out there. The one that I wanted to compare it to is the Sigma F30 brush. This is the large powder brush. I've had the Sigma brush forever, like probably coming on 3 years now, and it does shed just a little bit. But there is the side comparison. So as you can see, the Bdellium Tools brush is just a little bit smaller, a little bit more petite. But on the side view, they're both pinched in at the side, but the Bdellium Tools brush is more pinched in and, you know, is more tapered than the Sigma brush. And then as a bird's eye view, almost the same. Again, that Bdellium Tools mixed powder 975 brush. It's just a little bit smaller. Next up is this one here, the 959 powder blending brush. This is $17, and this is kind of a unique brush to my collection. It is a powder brush, and I'll compare it in size and shape to the last one that I showed you. And there is that, and then the side view. So this one is just the same. It's not tapered or pinched at the ferrule. It's the same overall. And this one's a little bit more densely packed, just a little bit. It's still pretty fluffy though. Now at first I was thinking that maybe I regretted buying this, or not regretted it, because I can find a use for any brush really, but I just didn't think it was like a must-have. And it's probably not a must-have to every person, but if you love your makeup and you love your brushes and you like to just have different tools for different purposes, I love this for going in with a powder. Like I'll take whatever powder that I used and I'll go in once I have everything on my face before I set my face with a spray. More times than not, unfortunately, I get really heavy-handed with my blush because I just do. So I'll just put everything on, contour, bronzer, highlight, blush, and then I'll go in and just take a little bit of powder, get it on there, and then just buff it out. And it really fits on the face so great. Like just the way it's contoured, it just fits, and it presses all the way down with a little bit of pressure, and you can just nicely and seamlessly blend out all of your cheek products. So if you get heavy-handed with blush, you can do that. Otherwise, you can just blend everything together without that additional powder product. And for that reason, I love it, and I use it every day just for that. I don't use it really for anything else. You could use it for powder. You could certainly blend out or do the same, use it for the same purpose. You could do this brush, but for some reason, this is just easier. It just does the job a lot better. And you know what I mean? Like you can buff it out with any brush really, but this just is so easy, and I really love it for that purpose, but not necessarily a must-have for everybody. Next up is the 992 bronzer brush, and this one is $19. Note that it has a little shorter shape. It's almost like a Kabuki style with a little bit of a longer handle than a general Kabuki brush. This brush I am in love with, and if you guys have followed me or watched my videos for a little bit of time, then you know, like I've had to like make myself not put my Bobbi Brown bronzer brush in every single favorites video that I ever do, because that brush, like nothing, no other bronzer brush has ever stood a chance compared to that one. And I honestly, I don't have it around to show you right now. I think it's in my dirty brush pile, which is tucked away until I do my brushes, right? Clean my brushes, I should say. But this one is amazing. It is just fantastic, and it just, you know, it's a little bit fluffy, so when you put it down like that, you know, it just buffs the bronzer in and applies it so well. It doesn't apply too much bronzer. It applies and buffs and blends out all at the same time. This is an amazing bronzer brush. And now, I hate to say, I still recommend the Bobbi Brown one, and I like them both, but for the price, this is less than half the price of that Bobbi Brown brush. I think the Bobbi Brown brush is like $50 or $55. This is $19. So if you're looking for a bronzer brush, look no further. Try this little baby out. Oh, and then he takes it down on the neck and bronzes up, you know, your décolleté if you want to do that. It's just so beautiful, pretty soft. Next up, I have 3 different blush brushes. So there's going to be a blush brush for any of you guys, depending on whatever style or shape you prefer, and I will compare these all. So the first one that I have is the 964, the all-purpose blusher. This one is $14.75, and it's just like a regular, general, a little bit more fluffy or powder style blush brush. And while I like it and recommend it as far as quality and application goes, it's just not my personal preference as far as my favorite type of blush brush. So moving along, that being said, this is the Slanted blusher brush, $9.62. This one costs $17, and again, this one, the all-purpose, was $14.75. So there is a comparison. Obviously, the Slanted one is slanted, and I don't know why it's a couple dollars more than the other one. So there is the size difference or the shape difference. But the last one is my favorite because it's just my particular favorite type of blush brush, which is so hard to say, to use not only on myself but also to use on other people when I do other people's makeup. And this is the 960, the Precision Blusher Brush. This one is $14.75 as well, and it's just this paddle, like almost like a flat paddle brush. You can see it is pinched at the ferrule, and it's just tapered like that. Alright, so next up I have a variety of three different contour brushes, and that's just what they're labeled as. So with all brushes and makeup in general, however you want to use it, the title, their name of it, doesn't really matter, but just as categorizing purposes go, these are three different contour brushes. And I like them all, and I'm going to show you or share with you what I like about each one and then which one is my favorite. So let's start with this one, which is the 942 Slanted Contour Brush. I like this for contour, but it's just not my personal favorite, it's not my personal preference as far as what shape of a tool to use for contour. I much prefer the little kind of ball shaped one like this, which I'll get into. I just wanted to compare it to the Sigma Large Angled Contour Brush number F40. You can see there's a huge size difference, and the Sigma one is much bigger, which I never love that Sigma one for contouring because it's just way too big, but I do like it for blush. But I prefer my precision blush brushes, as I already talked about. And then next up is the 945. This is the contour brush, and this is $11. So this is my favorite type of brush to contour with. I just really like how it sits right in the hollows, and it's perfect for the jawline as well. Picks up product really nicely and evenly and applies it just the same. And I feel super unorganized because I already filmed this video once, but the footage was unfortunately deleted, which was a whole different story. But I had everything out and all the comparisons, and then I put them away, so I'm like kind of grabbing now. And anyway, hopefully the editing will make up for that. But I wanted to compare this brush, which is again the 945 contour brush, to the Sephora Pro Contour Brush number 74, which I love. And they're about the same size, but you can see that the Sephora one is just bloomed a little bit because I've been using it for a lot longer, probably close to over a year longer than I've been using this one. So I'm sure that the Bdellium Tools one will kind of bloom out as the brushes do once you use them a lot more. And the last contour named brush is the 944, the Tapered Contour. This is a brush that I use every single time that I wear makeup, and I don't use it for contour, although I'm sure it would be perfect to kind of get a nice little line with the tapered tip and then press down more to blend it. But I use this for under eye setting. I just take it and swirl it on there and set my under eyes, and it's freaking perfect. It fits in there so great right in the crevice of the eye. Now this one is also going to be a fabulous brush for applying highlight, but I don't personally use this for highlight because I use another one for highlight, which I'm so excited about. And that brush that I'm talking about is this one. This is the 940 Face Blending Brush. This one is $10.50, and this is what I have been using ever since I got it for applying highlight to my face. Haven't used any other product or any other brush to do it, and it just, like, if this is the blush and the pan, you just pick it up, or the highlight I should say, you just pick it up and it literally, look at that, how it's tapered and how it's shaped. It puts the product on perfectly. This would be a great all over eyeshadow brush, so just like a sweep of eyeshadow if you do like a one color. Just a couple more brushes to go. The next one is the 787 Duet Fiber Large Tapered Blending Brush. This one is $11. I wasn't sure whether to put this guy into the eye brush portion or the face brush, but because of the size and for what I use it for, it's a face brush for me. I mean, I can use it on the eyes, but I honestly thought this would be a lot smaller. I thought that this was gonna be like the size of a blending brush, kind of, this is like an eye blending brush, which will be in the eye video, the eye brush video. And you can see that the size is a little bit bigger. And I honestly haven't found a great use for this. I mean, you could do a lot with it, but I don't know. I just haven't really found anything for it. Maybe highlight, I could use it for highlight, but sometimes I like my highlight to be kind of poppin', and the dual fiber just means that it's going to be a little bit lighter of an application of how much pigment and product that it will put down and pick up and put down on your face. Alright, and last but not least, kind of least, because it's not one of my favorites. This is the 990 angled face brush. This is $20, and this one is the pink bamboo line, so it does have synthetic bristles. It's pink. It's just not my favorite brush. It's kind of large, and it's definitely a unique brush, and that's what it looks like. And then it is pinched at the ferrule and tapered up. So I got this because my friend Cassie from Shades of Cassie says that she loves it for her ambient lighting powders, which I have used it for that, and I just don't think I prefer a synthetic bristle brush for powder. I much prefer something like this with natural bristles. So if this was in a natural bristle brush compared to this synthetic, I think I would like it a lot more. Again, these are just my personal preferences. Everybody's different. Everybody has different tastes. And so those are the brushes. And then I just wanted to show you this. This is what I store my brushes in lately. I mean, I switch up my brush holder a lot, but this is just a 3-wick candle from Bath & Body Works, the jar, and I just depotted that. And then this is a thing from Hobby Lobby. It's a candle holder, so it's in like the glass or candle section, and it says $14.99, but I'm pretty sure I got it for half off because you never got to pay full price at Hobby Lobby. So anyway, just in case you guys asked, but it does store the brushes in there really nicely. And those are the eye brushes that I'm going to be talking to you about in part 2, or the eye brush portion of this video. I feel like I've been sitting here for a while, so I hope this wasn't too long, but at the same time I hope it was helpful and thorough for you guys. Let me know what questions you have below. Let me know if you have any Bdellium Tools brushes, or if you're going to get any. I'm excited to hear what you guys think. Thank you guys so much, as always, for watching. Part 2, again, will be linked when it is up, and I'll also link my friend Leslie's video so you can get even more ideas and more opinions and reviews on brushes that she has from Bdellium Tools. So thank you guys for watching. Have a great day or night, and I'll see you later. Bye.